Vasubandhu's treatise states, "O world-honored one, with the mind that is single, I take refuge in the Tathagata of unhindered light, filling the 10 quarters, and aspire to be born in the land of peace and happiness." Question. In the Buddha Dharma, there is no I. Then, what is meant here by I in Vasubandhu's address? Answer. There are 3 derivations for using the word I. The first is the I of a distorted view. The second is the I of self-conceit. The third is the I used in ordinary language. Here, Bodhisattva Vasubandhu is using I as ordinary language to indicate himself. It is not that of a distorted view or self-conceit. Concerning the words, I take refuge in the Tathagata of unhindered light filling the 10 quarters, take refuge is itself the gate of worship, and Tathagata of unhindered light filling the 10 quarters is the gate of praise. We know that to take refuge is also to worship, because Bodhisattva Nagarjuna, in composing Gathas to Amida Tathagata, sometimes states, quote, I bow in worship. Sometimes, I take refuge. And sometimes he says, quote, I take refuge and worship. Moreover, in the prose portion of the treatise, Bodhisattva Vasubandhu speaks of practicing the 5 gates of mindfulness, and worship is numbered as the first among these 5 gates. Since he indeed aspires for birth in Amida's pure land, is it not natural that he should worship the Buddha? For these reasons, we know that taking refuge is itself worship. Worship itself, however, is only to pay homage and does not necessarily imply taking refuge. Rather, taking refuge manifests itself in worship. From this we can infer that taking refuge is central. In the Gatha, Vasubandhu expresses his personal aspiration. Thus it is natural for him to say, I take refuge. In explaining the meaning of the Gatha in the exposition, he generally uses the term worship. The 2 terms, take refuge and worship, complement each other, revealing the basic meaning all the more clearly. How do we know that the Tathagata of unhindered light filling the 10 quarters expresses the gate of praise? It is stated later in the prose portion, quote, How does one praise? One says the name of the Tathagata in accord with the Tathagata's light, which is the embodiment of wisdom. One wishes to be in correspondence with the significance of the name by practicing in accord with reality. Close quote. In the Sutra on the Buddha of Immeasurable Life, expounded in the city of Shravasti, the Buddha Sakyamuni clarified the meaning of the name of Tathagata Amida, saying, quote, Why is that Buddha called Amida? It is because that Buddha's light is immeasurable and shines unhindered throughout the worlds of the 10 quarters. That is why the Buddha is called Amida. Furthermore, the life of the Buddha and the people there lasts for immeasurable, unlimited, and uncountable kalpas. That is why the Buddha is called Amida. Close quote.